All right, are we ready to go?
We're ready.
We're ready to go. This is Grandpa reporting for the Grandpa YouTube channel. We're up in Goodland, Indiana today. It's the 150th anniversary of Goodland, Illinois. Unbelievable. Hey, wait a minute. This guy looks kind of familiar. You know what? I was out there saying, you know, it's 150 years old in Goodland. We need to find an old person to talk to a little bit about history. And look who we got with us today. It's Honest Abe Lincoln. Unbelievable. There he is. I love you, Abe. You're my favorite president, man.
Thank you, sir.
Way to go. I tell you what, welcome to Goodland, Indiana. I understand you used to live in Indiana. Abraham Lincoln kids lived in Indiana. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
You are right.
See, he told me I'm right. But you weren't born in Indiana.
No, I was born in Kentucky.
He was born in Kentucky. That's not the Hoosier state. It's not the Show Me state. Buckeye state.
Bluegrass.
Bluegrass. He was born down in the Bluegrass state there in Kentucky, and you migrated up to Indiana. What'd you do that for?
Well, my papa moved to get a better farm.
Okay, that sounds logical.
So I was 7 years old. We moved to Indiana, and we stayed here for 14 years.
14 years? How old were you then? That makes you...
I was 21.
So you're about 21 years old. Then where'd you go?
Well, I went to Illinois, but they call that the land of Lincoln. But, Grandpa, I'm really a Hoosier.
You are?
Yeah, well, yeah. I lived here for a long time. So
you lived here for a long time. Well, it's good for a politician claims a lot of different states. You know, politicians are a lot like Christmas. It comes too soon, stays too long, costs too much, and you still don't get what you want. I bet you heard plenty of political jokes in your day, didn't you?
A few.
Yeah, a few.
A few.
But you're one of the most famous and revered presidents of the United States, I dare say that.
Well, there's some folks that have a different opinion, but I think most folks kind of remember me nicely now.
Wrote one of the most famous and shortest. That's why it's the best. One of the most shortest speeches, but most revered speeches in all of our president's history. When you became president, you went down to Gettysburg there to commemorate the Civil War thing. You know, we're celebrating this year 150 years from the Civil War.
No.
No?
No.
No.
We don't celebrate war. We commemorate.
We commemorate. So well put, so well put. This man is well versed, well versed. Now you moved over to Illinois, and you what'd you do in Illinois?
Well, I was a lawyer.
Uh-oh.
Well,
my time to exit. Just kidding, just kidding.
Well, now wait.
Pay no attention to my driving.
I kind of told you a little story there.
Oh, yeah?
I became a lawyer.
Oh, all right.
I was a storekeeper.
A storekeeper?
A postmaster.
A postmaster?
A surveyor.
A surveyor?
A captain in the militia.
Sounds like a guy that can't make up his mind.
And then I became a lawyer.
Oh, maybe all of that was good experience for becoming president.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was. You became let me see, what was it? 16th president of the United States. You were elected the dark horse. I think the convention that year was in Chicago.
In the wigwam.
In the wigwam, and they couldn't make up their minds who to nominate for president, and so they couldn't make up their mind, so they brought in Lincoln, and somehow you got the nomination. How'd that happen?
Well, a lot of wheeling and dealing, that goes on in politics, you know.
I guess. And you ended up going out to Washington, D.C. and becoming president, and then you guided us through the Civil War.
I did the best I could.
Did the best you could, and you did a daggone good job, too. Yep. And then you gave the famous Gettysburg Address, one of the most famous speeches of all time.
It's not the Gettysburg Address. An address is where you live. It's the Gettysburg Address.
Oh, the Gettysburg Address. Well, excuse me. Not only was a lawyer and a politician, he was a grammatical genius, too. Good job, good job. And it was short. The guy talked before you talked a long, long time.
Edward Everett spoke for 2 hours.
2 hours?
Tell me what he said.
He talked about the weather. He talked about farming. He talked about the stock market. I don't know. He talked about his mother-in-law.
He talked and he talked and he talked and he talked. And you see, I talked for about 2.5 minutes. So you see, what I want boys and girls to remember is it's not how much you write or how much you say that people will remember you for. It's what you say and what you write. Yeah. Remember that.
How am I doing?
You're doing great.
Thank you very much. Politicians are a lot like dirty diapers. They got to be changed often and for the same reason. Sorry, never mind.
That's okay.
I get carried away. I love politics, love politics. Well, you came out here to Goodland, Indiana today, and you've been talking to all the people and talking about your life and your history and even your death.
Yeah.
You went out to Ford's Theater to see a movie and just see, was it a movie?
No,
a video game?
No, it was a play.
A play? A live play? Imagine that.
It was a comedy.
Didn't turn out that way. No, not at least for our good friend Abe here anyway, but you went down into history. That's right, and we love you, Abe.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for coming out to Goodland here today and talking to us on the Grandpa channel.
Well, thank you, Grandpa.
Thank you. We love you.
Thank you.
And you wrote one of the greatest proclamations setting the slaves free.
Well, I helped to set the slaves free.
Oh.
It took an amendment to our Constitution. I started the process. See, I couldn't do that by myself, Grandpa.
No.
I had to have help of a lot of people. We had to make a new law.
I knew that. I knew that.
Okay.
Well, let's go set an ice cream sundae free. Ice cream!